Okay, you got the Patriots now. Under the radar team. Let's get into their 2022 roster grades. This will be fun. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to NFL. Today we have the New England Patriots roster grades. This will be fun, 2022. Hope you guys enjoy, like, and subscribe. Let's get right into it, starting out with the quarterbacks. Okay, starting out with the quarterbacks. Mac Jones is, of course, their starter. We'll look at his numbers really quick if you want to see. 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 50.9 QBR, 3,801 yards. He, not a great deep ball passer, I can be honest with you that, but he's very accurate over in the middle of the field into the sidelines. He's very good with that. Good arm. He's a good quarterback, I'll put it that way. He's not the best. He's like right around average, maybe a little bit below average. He did not play well in the wild card game. Of course, the reason they won 10 games last year was because they ran the ball really well in that 7-game winning streak. But still, he's a good quarterback. He was the best rookie quarterback as well. Brian Warrior, respectable backup. Obviously, he's had some good games. Like, if you look at his career, 10,631 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 35 interceptions as a career backup. That's not bad at all. Then you have Bailey Zappi, most dominant quarterback in college football history, most dominant college football season last year. Like, I can literally show you the numbers. Okay, Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi's good. We'll put it like this. He almost 6,000 yards, 62 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He doesn't really run the ball, though. That's the only downside you could say of him. Oh, yeah, and if you didn't know, he didn't really play many good defenses or any good defenses at all. So that's why he threw 62 touchdowns and almost 6,000 yards. That's pretty good. But, yeah, Bailey is going to be a good backup in the NFL. Like, that's just the truth. But, yeah, it's a good quarterback room. Okay, Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Oh, gosh. C+. It's not, Mac Jones is an average to an above average quarterback at this moment. Like, he doesn't wow you, but he gets the job done. He's a winner. C+ for him. He could definitely be a B+ by the end of this year. I'd be surprised if he gets anything higher than that, but he's definitely a good quarterback. There's nothing else to say about that. They have a couple good backups, good depth if he gets hurt. Maybe they probably won't win as many games, but still. So that's 5, that's 15. 15 plus 3 is 18 out of 30, which is it's okay, not great, but it's decent. That's the quarterbacks. Let's get right to the running back. Woo! This running back room, pretty good. Damian Harris, top 15 running back, maybe even top 10 running back in the league. Power guy is going to score a lot of touchdowns. Not a great receiving back. Ramondre Stevenson, another power guy, but he can catch the ball. He's a little more elusive. James White, he is the best receiving back in the AFC East. He's very good. That's literally what he does. He can run the ball pretty well, too. Pierre Strong Jr., look at his college stats. I forgot where he's out of. I keep forgetting where these guys are out of. He went to, where is it? Yeah, South Dakota. This dude is really good. Like, look out for him. He'll get some carries in the preseason. Not only that, but you're going to want to look at it as well. I don't think it's on here. It's not a sports reference. Whatever. He is a he scores a lot of he scores a lot of touchdowns. He's a big play guy. He will get carries in preseason. Look out for him. This is a really depthful backfield, and they've got some really good runners too. Okay, for these running backs. Whew, I can't give them anything higher than an. I want to give them an A in the A tier, but I'll probably give them a B+. Here's why. Their depth is one of the best in the NFL. But Damian Harris is a one good year. This is more of a precautionary. Do I think it could be it is an A backfield? Yeah, probably, but we don't know about Damian Harris. Damian Harris had one really good year. He was good in 2020 too. But if he has another really good year this year, they're an A backfield. We don't know if he's legit though, like for sure yet. That's why he's there. So they have 12 plus what was it? 4 is 16 out of 25, which is good. So they have a really good backfield when you think about it. Wait. 16 out of 20, my bad. Yeah, they have a really good backfield. It's just the fact that Damian Harris, we don't know for sure yet. That's why they're a B+. But it's a good backfield. Kind of already talked about this in the last video, but the wide receiver room for the Patriots, it's well-rounded. They just don't have a number 1 receiver. Like, Devontae Parker, he was good 1 year. 1 year. 2019. 72 catches, 1,102 yards, 9 touchdowns. Yeah. Basically, he was good that year. He was not great last year. He didn't play all the games, though, so you could keep that in mind. But he struggled to get open against really good guys, and he just isn't very consistent, I'll be honest with you with that. He's not a bad receiver, but he's kind of a bust, you could say. Jacoby Myers is decent, but he's a number 2 receiver. Like, he'll go on the slide, he can play outside. He won't wow anyone. He'll make some good plays, but he won't be that super productive receiver. Kendrick Bourne has the most potential, I think. He led the team. He was, what was it? I think he led the team in receiving yards. Whatever. He makes a lot of big plays for him. He can run the football as well, too, sometimes. But I don't think he's that third down guy, which is Jacoby Myers' job. But it's just, they don't have a legit number 1. Nelson Aguilar is Butterfingers. He is the deep threat, but they already have Tyquan Thornton. He'll replace Nelson Aguilar. Tyquan Thornton's speed. That's all he really is. I think he has a lot of potential since he is fast, because he can really work with speed. But he's a high potential guy, so they have him waiting. N'Keal Harry's a bust. Ty Montgomery's a running back. He shouldn't be playing receiver, but he is, because that's what he used to play. Christian Wilkerson is a good special team receiving with Trey Nixon. Malcolm Perry's another good one. Matt Slater's the best special teamer in the NFL. So their 6 receivers that are gonna get catch actual catches are weak. They don't have a number 1. They have a good number 2. All these guys are good number 2. Kendrick Bourne is potentially a low number 1. Tyquan Thornton needs speed, but they have some guys that you can't have out there, like N'Keal Harry and Nelson Aguilar. But they have 4 receivers where I can trust as a number 2 and number 3. They don't have a number 1. I don't know if they have a great number 2 either. Jacoby Myers is a good number 2, and Kendrick Bourne is still developing, you could say. Okay. There's a saying that your receiving room is only as good your receiving core is only as good as your 4th receiver. Your 4th receiver's bad, and that's just the truth. But they don't have a number 1 either. I'll give them a C-. It's not a D. It's a weaker. It's not the worst in the NFL by any means, but it's very weak. So keeping that in mind, a C- is, what is it? 2.33 plus 9 is 11.33 out of 20. So yeah, that is above average, you can say, in terms of the math, because it's above a half. But in the NFL, you know, I'm gonna put this right here. Yeah, if you have 60%, you have an average team. So their quarterback is a little bit above average. Their running backs are above average. Their wide receivers are not above average. They're a little bit below average, which is a C-. That makes sense. But yeah, it's a weak room. They don't have a number 1. The saying says they don't have a good receiving core, which is true. Let's get right to the tight ends though, because that is an interesting position for them. Okay, starting out with the tight ends, let's go. Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry is the number 1 tight end. There's nothing saying about that. He's a very good tight end. You can't really say anything else. He's not the best blocker in the world. He's about average, but he's a very good tight end. Jonnu Smith is the most overrated player in the NFL. He's not good. That's just the truth in my opinion. Is he the worst? No. I'm just saying. People think he's really good. He was not good on the Titans. He's not good on the Patriots. He can't block. Yes, he can catch the ball, but he doesn't do it. That's the thing. Devin Asiasi is awful. Dalton Keene, I mean, he's just not athletic. Devin Asiasi is just, he makes a lot of mistakes. Like, I'm just saying he's sloppy. You know how I don't like Kier Elam out of the draft? Like, I didn't even know how to, like, say it. He's just sloppy. That's all I think Devin Asiasi plays. They both play sloppy. Dalton Keene just isn't athletic. That's just the truth about it. He can block. That's it. They have Hunter Henry. Jonnu Smith is not a bad number 2 tight end, I'll be honest with you. I say he's really overrated because people think he's like God. He's not. It's other weak behind there. Like, I mean, Dalton Keene can block, but Devin Asiasi's terrible. That's just the truth. Let's get right to the ranking. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I'll give them a B- because they do have a number 1 tight end. But their depth is pretty darn bad. You can't have a guy that will be there if Hunter Henry gets hurt, which has happened. They don't. Yeah, you can put Johnny Smith out there. He's not good at block. We're gonna rotate him with Dallin, Keenan, and all that crap. But I'll be honest with you, their tight end room's kind of weak just for the fact they don't have any depth. That's just the truth. So that's 10.33 out of, what was it? 15? Yeah. So it's above average, but not by much. Will that make sense? B minus is 3.33 plus 8. So, it was so this is 10, this is 15. Yeah, 11.33 out of 15. So, it's closer to like 3/4, which is true, because they do have a number 1 tight end, you have to remember that. But their depth isn't great. That's just about it. But I don't think they have a bad tight end room by any means. But they don't have that depth that you technically need. Now, let's get to the offensive line. Okay, for this offensive line, Isaiah Wynn is a starting tackle. Is he a good one, and does he get hurt a lot? Meh, he's okay. Justin Herron is not a great backup. Cole Strange, we have no idea about. He's very athletic, though. This dude is a monster. We don't know much about him, though. I didn't think it was a good pick at first, but then I realized I just did a little bit more analysis on him after. He's got potential. Drew DeSiri, I don't even know who this guy is. Who the heck is this dude? He's a rookie UDFA. Probably will be an ex-Pro Bowler. David Andrews. David Andrews is good. That's about all I have to say. James Ferentz. I mean, you can just look at his PFF and I'll tell you that. He's bad. He's bad. Mike Onwenu, good. He's very good, actually. He wasn't as good as he was in his rookie season, I'll be honest with you, but this dude is the most underrated player in the NFL. Maybe not as Jonathan Grenard, but man, this dude is a monster. You don't want to mess with this guy. Will Sherman. Yeah, isn't he a rookie or something? Why do I think he's a rookie? No, he wasn't. He was a rookie. Yeah, he was a rookie last year. He didn't get any playing time. I'll get to see if he has to come in. Trent Brown is a really good right tackle. Nothing more to say. Andrew Stuber, another rookie, drafted. He can play. I've seen that. I know he can play. Yasir Durant, if he has to go out there, he's not the worst. Their depth really isn't that bad. Like I said, Justin Herron, you don't want to put him out there. But Yasir Durant is not the worst guy in the world. Andrew Stuber, Will Sherman, we'll see how they play. James Ferentz is bad. Drew DeSiri, I don't know who this Texas guy is. He's a UDFA, though. Their actual offensive line, though, their starters, their tackles are like a B+. They're good. Their guards, one's great, one we have no idea about, and the other center's good. So they have a good offensive line. So basically, it was a little better last year, I'll be honest with you, but it's still a solid B. Not a B minus, just a B. So you keep that in mind, that's a B, so that's out of 15. So it's 11.6, which is fair. It's above average, but not by a ton. It's just a solid B. It's a good offensive line. Now let's get to the averages. So he averages out. This offense is a C+, just a little bit of average, 68.33, which is above the average of 60. So that makes sense. They're not the best offense in the world. They're going to run the ball really well. They're not going to blow you away in the passing game, though. They don't have a really good receiving core. They have a good offensive line. They have a decent tight end room. They have a decent quarterback. Everything about this offense is decent other than the receiving room. Some things are obviously better than others. But still, their offense is going to be okay. They're going to score some points. They're going to turn the ball over a little bit. It's about an average offense. I think it's a little bit above average, but it's good. Let's get to the actual part of this team, the defense. Okay, so for the linebackers, these true linebackers, we'll put them like that. So, forget the, Matt Judon, and, Josh Uche is fine. But, forget Matt Judon. Juwan Bentley is a good middle linebacker. He doesn't have as much protection, though. Mac Wilson, who did he play for last year? Oh, yeah, he played for the Browns. Mac Wilson's not great. He's not a great depth guy. Raekwon McMillan, what year was it? Yeah. In 2019, he actually showed some good growth. He's been decent. 2021, I just can't get. 2020, he wasn't great. He was not good in 2020. 2019, but it's not, he is a backup player, but when he played, he wasn't the worst. He absolutely, he was a starting caliber player at times. He's just very inconsistent, I'll put it like that. Harvey Langley, good depth guy. I don't really know what else to say. He's a good special teamer. But, yeah, Juwan Bentley's a starter. His PFF is a little bit above average. That's fair. He does miss some tackles, to be honest with you on that, but he's solid. Mac Wilson, like I said, is not great. Josh Uche, that's how I'll put it like that. I struggle with him. I'll put it like that. He makes plays. He's just not great off the ball. I'm talking about not the run game. He's menace in the run game, but he's not great in pass coverage. Ronnie Perkins, DeMarcus Mitchell. I don't know who that Ronnie Perkins is. DeMarcus Mitchell's not great. Oh, his third round pick last year. I think I just missed him, I'll be honest with you. But DeMarcus Mitchell, he's a rookie. UDFA, I'll put it this way. You want a guy coming in on third down, he'll come in and just blow up the run. But yeah, these linebackers, they're solid. They show some growth. Matt Judon's an edge rusher, and Fernie Jenkins is not an edge rusher, but when they can, he'll make tackles. So, overall, middle linebacker, they're good. Sub linebacker, they're decent. They have guys that can make plays. Okay, guys, for the linebackers, I'll give them a C on the dot. Yeah, Juwan Bentley's decent. Their depth is decent. Josh Uche's good. And yeah, I'm saying this is like a 3-4 team. This is actually a 4-3 team, so they're going to have two linebackers, realistically, other than dime looks and all that stuff. But when you think about it, actually, that's about an average. Juwan Bentley's a little bit above average, in my opinion. PFF doesn't think so. But Josh Uche, I struggle with him on the sub-linebacker part, to the left or the right, depends. But he's a facilitator. He's supposed to make those tackles underneath. He doesn't do that a lot well and consistently enough. So that's why I have to give him a C, which means that, what is it? So that's 9 plus... That's 11.67 out of 15, right? Yeah. So it's above average. I mean, it's not above average. What am I saying? What am I saying? 2.67. Oh, yeah. 5 plus 15, 20. So, it's average. Basically. I'll put it that way. It's average. The math doesn't really check out like that, I'll be honest with you, but it's basically average. Let's get to the defensive line. Okay, this defensive line. Whoo! Forget the edge rushers. So, Dietrich Weiss, and Lawrence Guy, and Henry Anderson, and Fernie Jenkins, and Sam Roberts. Forget their pass rush for a second. But their defensive line as a whole, they're going to stop the run. Christian Barmore is a penetrator. You don't want to get under his pads wrong. If he gets under your pads, you're going in the backfield. Devon Gottschall, he's good. That's it. He's good. Daniel Aguglia, I don't know who that is. Carl Davis, though. Carl Davis is interesting. I'll put it that way. He does get bullied a little bit, but he does hold his own when he needs to. I'll put it that way. Dietrich Weiss, good facilitator, struggles to get after the quarterback, but I guess he can stop the run. Lawrence Guy, block shedding machine. He just does that. I'll tell you, that's just about it. Sam Roberts, rookie. That's all I know. Henry Anderson was actually he's older, I'd say, but he does have a lot of potential. He was the Jets' best edge rusher back in 2019. I mean, not 2019, 2020. But yeah, this team line will stop the run. I don't think they don't have anyone that's going to be good, I'll be honest with you. couple of these guys, like Dietrich Wise, yeah, I said he's a facilitator, but he won't get after the quarterback well. Lawrence Guy is a block shooting machine, like I said. I'll give them, like, nah, they're okay. Okay, now we're looking at the as I said, I think they're just a little bit above average. Yeah, whatever. I'll give him a C. There's nothing to complain about, but Dietrich Wise, like I said, he's a facilitator. He'll stop the edge. He will basically set the edge for him. But more importantly, the guys won't get outside runs on them. That's a good thing for them. Lawrence Guy will stop the run. He has been really good with that. And more importantly, Christian Barmore is a very young and has a lot of bright spots. And he has and there's a lot of stuff that we're looking forward to. But more importantly, their depth isn't that bad either. They have good depth. But the thing is, they don't have a really good player. You don't have a really good player, it's hard to get after the quarterback as a defensive line collectively and penetrate on the run. I think they will be able to penetrate pretty well. They'll hold their own, but overall, Devon Gottschall, he's good too. He's a big guy too. He'll make plays. But more importantly, we really don't know. So that is, what's it, 6 plus 2.67 is 8.67. 8.67 out of, what was it, 15? Yeah. So, literally average. That's literally what it is. It seems like it's a little bit above average, but that's kind of what T is. I'll be honest with you on that. But, yeah. They're about average. Let's get to the next part, though. Okay. Now we're going into the pass rush. Matt Judon's a top 10 pass rusher. I don't care. You could even argue top 5, even. Like, if you're bold enough, you could argue top 5. He's a superstar. There's no doubt about that. And Fernie Jenkins, he can also get after the quarterback when he's healthy. When he's healthy, rarely. And I'm saying, like, it's kind of like the Baker Mayfield situation. He's on the field, but is he really that healthy? Probably not. Dietrich Wise struggles to get after the quarterback. I said that before. He sets the edge. He's going to make some plays, contain the quarterback. He does that really well. Not the guy to get after the quarterback. Lawrence Guy, he does block shed really well, but if a guy gets under his pads, he can't do anything. Like, that just is, he's useless. Sam Roberts, I have no idea about. I bet he probably will be decent, but we have no idea. You can't have him, like, we just don't know anything about him. Henry Anderson. Henry Anderson's good. Like, he's a good player. He had, what was it, 7 sacks? Where was it? What year was it? Yeah, he had 7 sacks in 2018. He was making plays then, but where is it? In 2020, he had, there's something about it. Whatever. That wasn't it. It was 2018. Yeah, he was good in 2018. That was a while ago. 2019 wasn't as great. 2020, decent. So, like, he's a decent player. I think he will be a good backup. But they have 5 guys that are going to go after the quarterback. They have 1 guy who's their number 1. They have a number 1 pass rusher. Henry Anderson could step up. He's shown a lot of potential. He's old, though. I don't know who that their number 2 is, though. That's just the truth. They need to get somebody. Just the fact that they have an answer, like an actual answer at the pass rush, because they do have a number 1 pass rusher, that's for sure. But they don't have that second guy. I think they have decent depth. Those guys will get after the quarterback when they need to. But the fact is, they're not very consistent. Dietrich Wise is very inconsistent when it comes to getting after the quarterback. I'll give him a B-, which is, what is that? 3.33 out of 4 would be 4, 20, 25. So that at 25, 4, 12, 15.33 out of 25, which is like 66%. So, is it a little bit above 60%? I think they have a decent pass rush. It's a little bit above average, I'll be honest with you. They have a first guy. They need to get a second guy. Like, they don't have that. That's kind of a problem. Overall, this defense is man. Their defensive line's man, but it gets the job done, obviously. They don't have a ton of superstars. It's always how it is. But it's not like they're going to be able to get off the quarterback rate. It's because they have a really darn good secondary. Okay, Malcolm Butler. He's very washed up, but he's back with the Patriots. I guarantee he will be good this year. He'll be good. He won't be great, but he'll be good. Jalen Mills is, ugh. I don't like Jalen Mills. I just don't like Jalen Mills. Yeah, he's a little bit above average. That is below average. Really, that isn't that bad for a corner. I just don't like him. He's good on the outside, but you cannot put him on the slot. Jonathan Jones is a very, very, very good slot guy. Very underrated, too. Terrence Mitchell, very inconsistent. We'll see what he can do, but not great. But, man, they have some pretty good jobs. Like, Jawan Williams, he played well when he was out there, though. I'll be honest with you, he played well. He's fast, too. Marcus Jones, don't know a lot about Marcus Jones, I'll be honest with you. He was a third-round pick, though. Good. But where did he come out of? Houston. Oh, yeah, shoot. Now I remember this guy. This is the dude that absolutely, like, shut down, Alec Pierce when they played them in the championship game. But, yeah, there were times, like, he looked good against Alex Pierce. Sean Wade, he needs to prove something. That's my opinion on Sean Wade. He hasn't really gotten a chance yet. He tore his ACL too, or he got hurt. Something happened. But Sean Wade needs to get a chance. Waston Bethel, why do I think he's old? Yeah, he's really old. Good special teamer. But Sean Wade, was he like a second-round pick or something? Yeah, he was fifth-round pick. He got hurt, but he was with Jeff Okudah. But Sean Wade struggled without Jeff Okudah. Now I remember. But Sean Wade has a lot of potential. We'll see what he can do. Like, who the heck knows. But Marcus Jones and Jawan Williams are not bad. This is a really depthful cornerback room. Do they have a number one? Oh, heck no. But they do have good depth, which is really big. They don't need that number one corner because they have so much depth. They can put guys on there, breaks, all that stuff, whatever they need to. It's a really, really well-balanced cornerback room. Okay. For the corners, I'll give them a B-. They've got the best, honestly, they have one of the best, they have 6 guys that legitimately, you put them out there, they can cover guys. That's how it kind of works. They have fit the schemes, they have dime looks, nickel looks that not many other teams have. This is a good cornerback room. Is it great? No. But it's good. So, out of 20, that's 12 plus 3.33, which is 15.33 out of 20? No, not out of 10. That makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a good cornerback room. That's my opinion on it. Okay, now let's get to the safeties. I'll be honest, this is the best part of the team. Devin McCourty, yes, he's old, but he still has that step that a lot of other guys just don't have. Devin McCourty, he's probably the best player on this defense. He's really good, and he gets his job done. Kyle Duggar is a beast. He will murder guys. Like, he'll actually go up and just hit them hard. Jabril Peppers coming off a torn Achilles. Very underrated move. He has been good his whole career. Like, that's all. He got hit. He got hurt, yes. But he's a backup corner, and he's a starting caliber guy. Adrian Phillips, very, very, makes a ton of plays. Yes, he does get burned once in a while, but, man, he makes a lot of plays. And he's kind of old, too, if you didn't know. And then you got Joshua Bledsoe, even in there, too. Rookie last year. He didn't get much playing time, but he did make some plays on special teams. Cody Davis, who the heck are you? I never knew you existed, but, hey. Brendan Schooler, rookie, UDFA, see what he can do. But to be honest with you, they have 4 safeties that are all starting caliber. Really good room. I'll give it an A. Like, I'll be honest with you, this is ridiculous. Because Devin McCourty goes down, you can literally put in Adrian Phillips. Jabril Peppers comes in if Kyle Duggar hurt. But they have 4 starting safeties, and 2 of them are, and one of them is arguably one of the best safeties in the last 10 years. No joke. Devin McCourty's really darn good. Yeah, he's old, but he's still really darn good. He's a very good leader, too. This is kind of, like, ridiculous in some ways. So that's A, that's almost out of 20. So that's 19.67 out of 20. But, yeah, these safeties are really good. So I'm going to get the special teams done, and then we're going to go to the defense. and then the depth, and then the overall grade. Okay, for the special team unit, Nick Falk's a decent kicker. He does miss kicks some once in a while, but he's good. Jake Bailey's one of the best punters in the NFL, like, no doubt. Cody Myers is a bad punt returner. He's not good. Ty Montgomery, he's had one play that people think he's bad. He's not bad. He's a good kick returner. Joe Cardona, you can get your best guess is better than mine if he's that good or not. I really just don't know. But they've always had a good special teams unit. That's just the truth. I don't know, B+. They have the best special teamer like ever, so I'll give them a B+. What is that? 4 plus 3.67. That's fair. They got a good. No. That's 8 out of 10. Yeah. Or is it 9? 4 plus 4 is 8 out of 10. Yeah. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay, now we're gonna get to the defense if average now. Okay, this defense, B-. That's what it averaged out to. About 71 points. That's fair. This defense is lacking super playmakers. They have a good secondary, and they're not gonna have a good. They've never had a good defensive line with the average. It's just been about average. Their linebackers have been about average. They've had some superstars, obviously, but still, it's always been in the secondary and a decent, above average pass rush. That's really what's led this defense. They have a B-. We're gonna get into the depth next, but 71 out of 100, not bad at all. B-, meh, whatever. But let's get right to the defense. This depth, it's an A-. Like, if they had, like, I don't think their depth on the offensive line and the defensive line and the linebackers are great. But other than that, it's money. Like, they have really good depth. So, what was it? What was pass rush? B-. So that's, what would that be? So that's 5. Oh yeah, 24.33 out of 25, which is fair. They've got a really good depth, which will bump them up probably. Like, at this point, they're a C+ roster. I'm gonna have to bump them up a little. Like, you have to go down on here if you think about it, though. So let's get right to it. Overall grade. Okay, their overall grade, I'm gonna give them a B-. That goes there, but yeah, I'll give them a B-. Yes, their depth is good. They just don't have that superstar. They don't have a lot of superstars in this roster. They just don't. That's just the truth. And yes, people think, oh, you don't need well, that is true, but you need at least one to win a Super Bowl. Every single Super Bowl team has had one really, really, really good player. I'll just put it that way. They do have that. They have a couple of really good players. They don't have a superstar. Yes, their depth is A-. Yes, they have a good defense. Yes, they have a decent offense. But if they didn't have A- depth, they'd be like a C team. I'll give them a B-, though. I think that's very fair. They could be a B team. Like, if you give them a B, I would have no problem with that. But I think they're just a little bit above good. They're on, like, the average side. Their roster isn't anything special by any means. But B-, 171.33 out of 235. I think it's very fair. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.
Again, just outside the 10. Taylor. This is first big run. Taylor breaking free.